Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation for analytical work based on reflective practice. So today's presentation will be a reflective practice of my coaching session that I did um, with the football team players. There were 4 players. The ages between 17 and 18 years old. The coaching session aim was to develop their technical skills, passing accuracy, and effective ball control. Location, it was in Roslyn Park Stadium. Safety hazard, none. So to start with demonstration, demonstration is divided into 2 parts: verbal and non-verbal demonstration. For verbal demonstration is the one that use the words to explain things, while non-verbal demonstration use body language, physical action, facial expression, and visual aids. So combining according to cohesion, combining between physical and verbal demonstration is highly effective because it reinforces the understanding through different channels, auditory and visual. Second, it increases the engagement and the focus, especially in complex situations or complex drills when we're talking about like football coaching or coaching in general, and also making instructions more inclusive to different learners, because we have learners who learn from auditory more than visual, others visual more than auditory. So here in this demonstration I have 2 videos here. So the first video is a demonstration of the first drill, and the second video is a second demonstration of a second drill. Let's move on to the second video then. So simply what is noticed in the first video, so in this video here, so the demonstration was mainly the verbal demonstration, while in this video here it was a physical demonstration. So I did the demonstration by myself for the exercise. The only reason why, because the type of this exercise, it requires at least 4 players, so and I cannot do that only by myself, while in this one I just needed the help just for 1 player who gonna pass me the ball, the initial pass, and then the rest I did it by myself. So just for explanation. Let's move on to the second one. Next slide. So in the next slide we have reflection on action. So basically, according to Schoen, reflection on action is a personal development where an individual thinks critically about an experience after it happened, what went well, what could have been improved, and how those changes can be applied in the future. So reflection in action is something different than reflection on action, is the opposite. So is the adjusting your actions while the event is still happening, and both of them are vital for continuous learning and development or improvement. Moving on to the next slide. So how does the video recording affect reflection on action? So the video recording has benefits. We can mention, according to Gilbert and Cassidy, provides clarity and identifies strengths and weaknesses, tracking progress, for the team and individuals, identifying key moments like critical situation, objective analysis of the session without being under pressure, self-reflection, like coaching style used from the coach. Next slide is reflection in action. So in this slide here, this is the exercise that I have explained earlier for the guys in the previous video, and also here you can see the exercise goal is passing accuracy and playing triangles. So let's watch the video, then we're gonna move to observation. Okay, so here in this observation, as I can see from my point of view, and also maybe you're gonna agree with me, that the exercise was quite easy for the players. They performed the exercise well, and according to Maguire and Connor, so when the learner is doing a task good, that means it can be a sign, it can be a lack of motivation in there. That's the reason why I moved to the second next slide, so to see the changes that I have done. The changes that I have done here simply is trying to ask the players to play 3 passes instead of 1 and keep the same rotation. So in this exercise here, when I have changed the exercise, we can clearly see a sign of misunderstanding. Probably it was unclear communication from my side, and according to McGill 2011, like drill complexity and difficulty may influence motor learning drills, and should provide an optimal level of challenge, because if the challenge is overwhelming, is too much, so the players will feel overwhelmed and they will not develop simply. So let's move to the next video. So in this video here, we can see that there is an improvement after like the assistance of myself and the peers between them. So there is like an improvement, and according to Vygotsky 1978, the concept of zone of proximal development, so it is where the players or the learners perform best when the task is within their ability and capacity, but when it falls outside this zone, confusion and players may be overwhelmed. However, with the right assistance, as I mentioned, from the coaches or the teachers or their peers, so they're gonna manage to do the task successfully. Moving on to the next slide. So in this slide here, this is the second drill. So the second drill is mainly for two players, and instead of keeping this the two other players waiting for their turn, so I have decided to create for them another space and where they can do their drills. And basically this one here is a reflection in action, and because keeping the players waiting, according to Zarghami and Mazrabani 2020, it leads to less of focus and engagement. It can decrease the motivation, it can drop physical readiness, and drop also the energy level. Moving on to the next slide. Here we have the feedbacks. As we can see, according to Hugs and Rick 2011, so the good feedbacks or feedbacks in general enhance learning, build a trust and reduce stress, increase confidence, positive emotional well-being, and positive environment. And moving on to the next slide, this is my referencing list, and thank you for watching.